Diego Maradona, a player who is considered one of the GOATs of the game. He had the swagger and the talent, and his achievements are a testament. A player who won many hearts as long as he lived. He scored some truly awesome goals that fans couldn't get enough of. But what really defined him was that controversial hand of God goal against England in the 1986 World Cup quarterfinal. It's a part what made Maradona, well, Maradona. In this video, I'm going to talk about that and more. Don't miss this one, guys, because it's about one of the most iconic players in the history of the game. So, let's dive in. Diego Maradona was called the Golden Boy by his teammates. And why not? He was a true magician on the field, playing in that classic number 10 spot. His passion, vision, ball control, and dribbling were just something else, especially considering he wasn't the tallest player. That low center of gravity made him so slippery, you know? And his impact on the team was huge. He was always the one the other team feared the most. Plus, he wasn't just a playmaker, he sure knew how to find the back of the net himself. And those free kicks, he was a specialist. Diego was born on October 30, 1960 in Buenos Aires, Argentina's capital. Now, Maradona loved football from childhood, and he played football with his friends on the streets of Buenos Aires all day long. This kid was destined to achieve greatness. Maradona kick-started his professional career at Argentinos Juniors when he was not even 16 years of age. Later, he moved to Boca Juniors in 1981, where he played 167 games and scored 115 goals. Not bad, right? 1 year after he had moved to Boca Juniors, Maradona left the world stunned with his stellar performance in the 1982 World Cup. Now, every big club wanted him. Maradona decided to transfer to FC Barcelona, and the Catalan club made headlines by paying a then-record fee of 5 million euros for the Argentinian superstar. Even though he played a key role in helping Barcelona secure the Copa del Rey in 1983, his time at the club was short-lived due to health issues, injuries, and disagreements with the management. In 1984, Maradona moved to Napoli for another record fee of 6.9 million euros. Now, this transfer seemed to be lucky for our guy. Not only did he find success in Italian football scene, but internationally as well. During his time at Napoli, Maradona led the team to 2 Serie A championships, the Coppa Italia in '87, the UEFA Cup in '89, and the Italian Super Cup in 1990. Beyond his time at club level, Maradona is best remembered for his incredible performances on the international stage, particularly in the World Cup. As you might know, he represented Argentina in 4 World Cups: 1982, 1986, 1990, and 1994. Despite Maradona's exceptional form in 1982, Argentina was knocked out in the second round. However, things took a different turn in the following World Cup. Argentina won the 1986 World Cup, and one of the most unforgettable games of that tournament was their quarterfinal match against England. It was more than just a game. Here's a history lesson for you. Argentina and England were rival nations in those times, and they had just fought a bitter clash over Falkland. And things weren't cool on the football field either. Their footballing rivalry, for example, had already reached a tipping point in 1966 during another World Cup quarterfinal game. Argentina's captain, Antonio Ratton, was controversially sent off, and England eventually won the match. However, what really stirred things up was England's manager refusing to let his players swap shirts with the Argentinian team. He even went as far as calling the Argentinian players animals, a comment seen as racially motivated. The 1966 World Cup quarterfinal left a deep impact on the Argentinian players, and even 20 years later, when they faced England again in the 1986 World Cup quarterfinal, the memories were still fresh. It was a match that promised to be nothing short of epic. Now, when we think back to that game, most of us remember it for what many consider the greatest goal in football history. But it's also remembered for another goal, one that remains infamous to this day. The Azteca Stadium in Mexico City was packed with 115,000 fans, and it was Maradona's day. He was not only the captain of the team, but also the world's best player at the time. Now, let's talk about the hand of God goal. It was an intense match, and 6 minutes into the second half, score was still level. It was at this moment in the game that something bizarre happened. England's Steve Hodge made a mistake. He sent the ball looping backward toward his own penalty area. Despite being only 5'5", Maradona kept his run going into the box. The ball was heading toward England's 6-foot goalkeeper Peter Shilton, and it seemed like there was no real danger. But then, in a move of sheer audacity, Maradona outjumped Chilton, flicking the ball with his hand over the keeper and into the net. The England players were so mad, appealing for a handball, but the referee's view was blocked and declared it was a goal. It was Maradona's sneaky side. Just 4 minutes later, he went on to show his incredible talent. Maradona got the ball in his own half, turned around, and with just 11 touches, ran more than halfway down the field. He dribbled past 5 English outfield players before leaving England's goalkeeper on the ground with a fake, and then calmly scored. What an amazing goal that was! It was later voted FIFA's goal of the century in 2002. But no matter how good that goal was, it still remains the second most famous goal from that game. After the game, when asked about the legitimacy of his first goal, Maradona famously said, "It was a little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God." In a 2019 documentary about his life, Maradona called the 1986 victory symbolic revenge against the English for the Falklands War defeat. Argentina won that game 2-1 and went on to win the tournament. The Albiceleste defeated Germany 3-2 in the final. While there were many ups and downs in his life, 1968 World Cup, particularly that game against England, remained the highest point of Maradona's career. He was a success on the field mostly, but Maradona's personal life had its troubles. Like, he would be fined for missing practices and games. He wasn't as disciplined as you would believe a player of his stature to be. What's more, he also fathered an illegitimate child and struggled with drug use. In fact, he was banned from playing football for 15 months after testing positive for drugs. That said, Maradona still remained a fan favorite despite all of that, and he continued playing for a number of clubs until his retirement in 1997. Maradona loved the beautiful game, and he remained involved in football even after his retirement. For instance, he coached Argentinian national team with Messi in it in 2008 World Cup. Argentina reached the quarterfinals in the tournament. His stint as a manager was short-lived, however. Over the years, Maradona took pride in the cheekiness of the first goal he scored against England with his hand. For him, it served a larger purpose. In 2022, the shirt Maradona wore during that infamous game was auctioned off and fetched a staggering £7.1 million from an anonymous buyer. Interestingly, on that day, all the major newspapers reported that it was the Hand of God shirt that was sold, rather than the Goal of the Century shirt. I mean, no matter how brilliant his second goal was, he will always be remembered for the first one. Why? Because we love controversies. Maradona passed away on November 25, 2020 at the age of 60 due to a heart attack. His death shocked the football world. He was loved by fans, no doubt. He is remembered not only for the joy he brought to the fans with his talents on the field, but also for his larger-than-life personality. Rest in peace, Diego. That was the video, guys. Now it's your turn. Share your favorite Maradona moments in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more football content. Thanks for watching.